By 1944, Germany was on the defensive on all fronts. The Allied invasion of Normandy in the west and the relentless advance of the Red Army in the east had stretched German resources to the breaking point. In response to the worsening situation, the German High Command reorganized its military structure, focusing on creating Volksgrenadier divisions, hastily raised infantry units intended to stabilize the front. The name itself was intended to build morale, appealing at once to nationalism because Volk means nation, and Germany's older military traditions, the Grenadiere. They were organized around a small cadre of hardened veteran soldiers, non-commissioned officers and officers, and then bulked out with anything the German replacement army could supply. Personnel of the shrinking German Navy and Air Force, recovered wounded soldiers from broken formations returning to duty from hospitals, older men who would have been considered too old or unfit for the peacetime army, and even teenagers from the latest conscription classes were all recruited into the ranks. The Volksgrenadier divisions were smaller, typically numbered around 10,000 men, far less than their predecessors, but relied heavily on automatic weapons and anti-tank capabilities to make up for their reduced manpower. Among their most notable innovations was the Sturmzug, the assault platoon, a specialized formation designed to inject offensive power into these largely defensive units. These assault platoons acted as the division's spearhead, capable of counterattacks, infiltration, and urban combat. A Sturmzug was typically organized as a reinforced infantry platoon, numbering between 40 and 60 men, depending on the available personnel. While they retained the basic structure of a German infantry platoon, they were distinguished by their enhanced firepower and aggressive mission profile. The Sturmzug made extensive use of automatic weapons, reflecting Germany's pivot toward machine guns and assault rifles to counter Allied numerical superiority. Standard armament included the Sturmgewehr 44, the revolutionary assault rifle, which gave the assault platoon troops a substantial edge in short to medium range combat. Its high rate of fire and versatility made it ideal for offensive actions. The MG-42 machine guns, each platoon was heavily equipped with them, providing sustained firepower for suppressing enemy positions. To enhance mobility and firepower, the assault platoons often had access to bicycles, light vehicles, or even horse-drawn wagons, depending on the situation and the terrain. The Sturmzug was designed to punch above its weight. Unlike regular rifle platoons, which were tasked with holding defensive positions, the Sturmzug excelled in offensive and counter-offensive roles. Their tactics were built around mobility, firepower, and surprise. Each unit was trained to exploit gaps in enemy lines, infiltrate weak points, and seize key terrain. The heavy use of the Sturmgewehr 44 allowed them to dominate firefights in close range. When Allied forces breached defensive lines, the platoons acted as a fire brigade, launching aggressive counterattacks to restore lost positions. In cities and fortified villages, the platoons excelled at clearing buildings and street fighting, making use of grenades, automatic fire, and demolitions. In retreat scenarios, the platoons conducted ambushes with anti-tank weapons to delay enemy armor advances. Their ability to perform these roles made them invaluable in these chaotic and fluid battles of the late 1944. During the Battle of the Bulge in December of 1944, the Volksgrenadier divisions spearheaded the German counteroffensive in the Ardennes. Units such as the 26th and 18th Volksgrenadier divisions relied heavily on their assault platoons to breach Allied lines. In dense forests and small villages, these assault platoons operated with deadly efficiency, ambushing US units and exploiting temporary breakthroughs. Similarly, on the Eastern Front, the platoons played a critical role in delaying Soviet advances during the retreat through Poland and East Prussia. While often outnumbered, their aggressive tactics and concentrated firepower allowed them to inflict disproportionate losses on the advancing Red Army. The Sturmzug represented an innovative approach to modern infantry warfare, but it was far from a perfect solution. Their strength were enhanced firepower through automatic weapons, small size and mobility, and specialized training which increased effectiveness in shock operations and counterattacks. But shortages of experienced personnel reduced their overall combat effectiveness. High attrition rate among these troops made it difficult to sustain their elite status, and limited equipment and ammunition often hampered operations, particularly in the last month of the war. The Sturmzug of the Volksgrenadier divisions in 1944 symbolized Germany's desperate attempt to stem the tide of war through innovation and adaptation. These small but powerful assault platoons brought offensive firepower to an otherwise defensive organization and proved their worth in some of the most intense battles of the late war. While their efforts could not reverse Germany's strategic decline, the Sturmzug remains a testament to how small, well-armed and aggressive units can influence modern warfare, a concept that continues to inspire military tactics to this day. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel please and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.